Hi, I'm Nina.
And I'm John. We're mead makers with a love of fantasy and storytelling.
And we thought it would be fun to combine mead and magic in an ongoing homebrewing series. It's inspired by literature, music, TV, video games, movies, all the things that we love.
Enjoy these fantastic meads and how to make them.
First episode, we are taking a trip to Middle-earth.
High fantasy is one of my favorite genres. What better place to start than the brews of Lord of the Rings?
But we're not going to the Prancing Pony.
We're not?
We're not going to the Green Dragon Ale.
You know, they serve them in pints.
I know, but you know where they make even bigger drafts, John? Fangorn Forest.
Tree beer.
We're gonna take a little inspiration from the magical Ent Draughts of Fangorn Forest.
Terrific.
And I'm going to read you a passage from The Two Towers, the second book in the Lord of the Rings series. The drink was like water, and yet there was some scent or savor in it which they could not describe. It was faint, but it reminded them of the smell of a distant wood borne far away by a cool breeze at night. The taste was not the same as it had been the night before. It was earthier and richer, more sustaining and food-like, so to speak.
From the sound of this passage, there are two different drinks here. This is perfect. We can make a hydromel, which is a lighter type of mead.
That will be the refreshing one.
And then for the more nourishing variety, we can make a sack. A thick sack?
Yes, I write thick sack? I wrote thick sack. So in order to get into the spirit, we're going to make a little pit stop.
A pilgrimage?
A journey.
An adventure!
To Middle-earth.
I'm going on an adventure!
How do we jump into Middle-earth? How do we make that magic happen? Oh, bye!
Bye!
Now, where to begin?
Into the Shire. I like the ears.
Oh, thank you. I grew them myself. So now that we have a little bit of inspiration, let's get into making the Ent Draughts.
And for that, I have one of Aragorn's socks. We'll make a giant tea bag out of it.
So our goal here is to make two different batches, a more refreshing hydromel and a very sweet sack style mead. So we're going to make a giant batch of tea for both of them.
And then we'll put the different amounts of honey into that tea in separate containers. We've got 5 pounds of our pine forest honey. 4 pounds of it is going to go to the sack, and then 1 pound of it is going to go to the hydromel.
So let's add our ingredients. Aragorn's sock. When planning the Ent Draught, we wanted to use ingredients that symbolized every part of the tree. Starting at the foundation, John foraged for these dandelion roots, which we then chopped up and dried out in the oven at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit for around 2 hours. We went with spruce tips to represent the leaves of the tree, and elderflowers to symbolize the flowering of the trees in spring, and finally sumac to represent the fruit of the tree. We put an ounce of each into these tea bags and decided to try them all individually before we put them all together. We determined a balance that suited our tastes and proceeded to blend it all together. And this is how we came up with our tea blend for the Ent Draughts.
Elderflowers. Here's the dandelion roots that we've roasted and chopped. Sumac. And finally, the star of the show, the spruce tips. And 1 sprig of juniper with juniper berries.
Just for good luck. I'm just gonna tie it off. It's easy cleanup when you're brewing outside.
I love brewing outside.
Yeah.
Let's get that water boiling.
For the water, we are doing 3 quarts per gallon. Pot. Gandalf taught me that one. I wanted this brew to be ethereal, like the memory of the Ent-wives. So the Ents like to talk about how the Ent-wives were lost. Not dead, but lost. Halfast Gamgee, cousin to Samwise Gamgee.
Our cousin, Halfast.
Our cousin, Halfast Gamgee, claims to have seen a tree man walking in the northern moors while he was hunting. I believe with my whole heart that it's the lost Ent-wives, at least one of them. I think there are two kinds of hobbits in this world. There are those that believe that walking tree could have been an Ent that's gone tree-ish. Kind of like Old Man Willow, angry and mean. But for people who don't live with hate in their hearts, I like to think that it's an Ent-wife. The passage in the Two Towers about the Ent Draughts made me think of that sadness and longing for the Ent-wives. Maybe the Ents would be up late at night, and on the breeze there would be that scent of the Ent-wives' gardens, or the Ent-wives themselves. The Ents are like the saddest part of the story to me.
So I'm going to take my conveniently 5-pound jar of honey. I'm going to pour 1 pound from that, and then I'll have 1 and 4. That'll be perfect measurements for our hydromel and the sack. If you are a fan of the channel, you know that this can potentially get really messy. So let's just do our best. Ah! Oh shit! No! I hate it. I hate it. Help, 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 help! You fool of a took! Fool of a took! That's our 1 pound, and that's our 4 pound. So, remember, these are 2 1-gallon batches. Away we go. The transferring mead dance.
So let's do the hydromel first.
And we're sticky again. So don't worry about it. Everything has been star sand sanitized.
Yeah, we're not orcs. What kind of mead would orcs drink?
Ooh.
I imagine it's like muddy water and
Rotten.
man flesh.
Oh, blood.
It's just blood.
It's just blood. It's just blood and honey.
And how can we make magical mead if we don't use a little stirring stick magic? I am a honey witch after all.
Yeah, I think you leveled up today. Do remember, temperature does affect hydrometer readings. It's floating just around 1050.
Let's mix the honey with the sack mead.
I'm so sticky. I remember one day in the Shire, I was tending my bees. But that's when Merry and Pippin came by and they told us all about the Ent Draught because they were so tall.
I think this is gonna make us taller.
I hope so. Transfer dance. Transfer dance.
Okay, that's like 1.134.
Yeah, that is well into sack territory. Today we are using the Sap Ale T58. I really like this ale yeast. We've gotten great results with it before. So we'll be using this yeast pitch in both brews. We have fermentation.
That is murky. That is Mirkwood murky.
We will be taking care of the yeast here with the Tosna Method with a healthy ferment, using some Fermade O. I highly recommend you use nutrients. Do your own research with nutrients and your mead will thank you.
The next time you'll be seeing us, we will be a few weeks into the future.
See you then.
That's what Bilbo Baggins hates.
Welcome to our Hobbit hole.
Welcome to Rag and Bone End.
Bone end. So it's been a month. I'm very excited to try it.
I am looking forward to it.
I think we'll do the stronger of the two, the sack variety.
I like that idea.
2 weeks into this fermentation, we added a medium toasted oak spiral. We decided on about 1/3 of 1 spiral. Before adding it, we racked the mead. Delicious sediment. And even after this video is over, we plan to keep the spiral in the mead for a few more months.
Here is our sack Ent Draught. We have our little oak spiral still hanging out in there. It's been in there for about 3 weeks.
Very nice. Oh my god, you gotta smell this. I love that spruce tip. It's coming through big time.
Alright, to the snacks. It smells like a very clean, untouched forest.
I think it's working.
Oh!
But really, the tasting notes, sourness from the sumac, brightness of the spruce tips, a bit earthy tones from the dandelion. Elderflower is kind of hiding somewhere in the background.
I think the sumac and how acidic it is, it kind of almost gives me a tomato taste.
Tomatoes.
We made a Bloody Mary mead, so I kind of know now what a fully fermented tomato juice tastes like. Very bright, acidic. I'm getting a little hint of that. And I would probably put more dandelion roots in.
I think I could dial back a little bit on the spruce, but not much.
I don't know, I'd ramp up the spruce.
Whoa. It's 13% and very drinkable. This is great. Maybe I'll finally get to be as tall as my grandfather was.
Really? How tall is your grandfather?
He was tall enough to ride a real pony.
Wow, that is a high achievement for a hobbit.
Or was it a horse?
I mean, I didn't know your grandfather.
No, I mean like in the book. Was it?
Oh.
Now, here comes the mystery. This is something that we don't do very often. When we added our priming honey, we used an ingredient that made me very nervous. So I made this discovery. My scale decided to reset the tare because I'm measuring out 11 grams of honey for our priming sugar. 11 grams of honey is not a lot. Instead of pouring this back out and painstakingly measuring with the scale again, I just wanted to see, do we have a use for these packets of honey that we get at the gas station? Well, hot damn. I'm going to just pour a small amount so that we can dissolve the priming sugar. That's going to be our honey packet. Yeah, by the time the sack mead is done, these will be bottle conditioned, hopefully. Just want to make sure we don't disturb that line. So this is nice and clear, racked onto the honey, primed and ready to be bottle conditioned, re-fermenting in the bottle on purpose. Let's see if this will pop or not. Moment of truth. Everybody cross your fingers. Yes! Aha! We have bottle conditioning. Ooh. Give me some, please.
To the fellowship.
To the fellowship.
That smells very summery.
That's good. Oh. Well, I think that the hydromel style, while it has a much less of a body, the effervescence to it made it really fun. Very drinkable.
I think I popped a button. But that is very refreshing, like we intended. I'm still getting that tomato. Am I crazy?
A little crazy. It is acidic, but it's not full-blown tomato. A little sour. The sumac is another big player in here. I think you're right about doubling down on the dandelion flavors and maybe even adding some dandelion heads.
It's a beautiful day. We should pick some dandelions.
Great idea.
Though we're a lot farther from the ground than we were earlier today.
We'll enlist the rabbits' help.
Oh, we should. Thank you so much for joining us in the Shire this week. We hope you enjoyed this first episode in our Magical Meadmaking Series.
I want to know what's your favorite fandom. Maybe there is a mead that we can make from there.
We're gonna go live our best Hobbit life now.
Bye!
And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Oh my god.
We're living the Hobbit life now.